still work? Does it still show reflow? Yes, it does. Okay, so this is still loading in. Now I've actually forgotten how to iterate over React children. Hold on. Okay. React children. Let's have a look what the docs tell us. I saw an example of this yesterday actually, and then completely forgot about it. Children. Okay, so that's how you do dynamic children, which is probably not what we want to do. We probably want to have a bunch of child elements. So doing something like slide HTML is something or other. Close that off. Just do like a bunch of these. HTML. D. HTML, and then something like hash is, I don't know, whatever. Also like index, company, oh goodness, my spelling, title, outline, just for lack of better examples for stuff, okay? And these will correlate to whatever's in the URL. So we want to have something like this, which means we need to have a way of rendering these out. So we won't have dynamic children per se. What we want is this props children, I'm guessing. So maybe how we do that is just this props children. Just to begin with, because why not? And we'll give this a special class, so a reflow class. That seems fine. Then this should render a bunch of children elements, slide elements. But we probably need to import the stuff. So we'll say reflow. We'll say well. What we want to do is something similar to what React has, which is like a dot-separated namespace structure. So the way I think that we would do that is to do something like reflow slide is require, and this is horrible, but something like that, I think. Or, I mean, I guess we could do, if we wanted to do all the imports in one place, we could do something like reflow slide from that, and then slide is reflow slide. Maybe something like that. Okay, but we still don't have a reference to, we still don't have this reference that we're trying to do. What we want to do is import, well, can we do this yet in React? I'm sure this was like a thing at a time. Holy smokes, you can. Wow, you can. Yes, that reminds me, in React, when you want to do a class on something, you don't use class because that's reserved for when you use class name. Awesome. Okay, so there's some lessons to learn here. Firstly, if you want to have like a point-separated namespace system like this, you can import stuff like this, or more succinctly, you could say require that. Do something like that. You can do something like that. I don't really know if I like this approach yet. Like, it seems kind of dirty because up here I'm using import, and then down here I'm using require, and it kind of feels dirty. I'm not really settled on that, but you know, it's fine for now. It's functional for now. So that's the first learning. The second thing is that where you reference this stuff, if you import reflow, that's an object. It's a function that has its own stuff, right? The class keyword in ES6 basically just makes a function with a lot of syntactic sugar. So when you import this, you're getting that function with its constructor and its properties and methods. But also you're getting the class property that was assigned to that. So the slide property that's assigned to that is just like hanging on the edge of this. And so you can say, make a new reflow thing, but you can also create an instance of slide, which is like that object. And this just works. I'm curious to see how this builds. So I'm going to build quickly, npm run build, because I want to see how that's converted to just plain old JS. So this is the it's not going to build the part that I wanted to build, because I wanted to see what the index thing looked like. It's not going to build the right thing, or the thing that I wanted to see. But this is possible, so that's the thing you can do, which is pretty cool. You can just like keep on going, whatever. Now this is the one thing. The first thing that we want to do here is, well, we're going to want to have a router in here, right? A router. Like, depending on where you are in the world, router is potentially a naughty word. It certainly is in New Zealand. It's pretty confusing for me. I was looking at a good JavaScript. Router recently. I was just trying to remember where it was. Hold it. I'm looking through browser history. It's like the first time I've ever had a meaningful thing to use this for. Let's see. What? No. I'm gonna have to go so far back to find this. Oh, around here? Around here? Oh no! ReactJS common extension. Getting there. I'm getting there. Nearly there. Just a little bit. Just hold on. Just hold on. There, that's it. Okay, found it. Chat's really quiet now. Is that just because everyone's left? No, it's weird. Chat's really quiet. Please ask questions if you have them. Was this what I wanted? This isn't actually what I wanted. Okay. What's a popular... This is the one I was trying to remember. Why didn't I just search for it in the beginning? So, you can use the really popular React router stuff, and I think that works particularly well if you're doing navigation-based stuff, where you have persistent navigation items that are part of the markup that stay there. But the only navigation that we're going to do is when the URL changes and when the keyboard arrows are pressed. So we don't need those links to stay around. And I think what we can get away with is using a much simpler router. And this is the router. I'm just going to use them interchangeably for maximum frustration. This is the one used by Ember.js. Yes, there it says. So, first off, what is the best way to get this? What do they recommend? Probably npm? I want to download this thing. Well, do I? What's the package name? Cool. Npm install, save, router. So we should be able to define an instance of this very easily and route on this. Let's see. Let's go to index. that, and then map on here, and I think match is the function. Yes. And we have some routes on this. Now, we don't actually want to do this outside of reflow. We maybe want to do this from inside the reflow class. So how would we do that? I think we'll need to alias this in. So router id. That's interesting. Okay, we'll just import this. But how we'll do that is we'll say router is in node modules. Router lib? No, router. Yes. Router index. Okay. That should be fine. Like if we do, okay, let's say import router from router. What does that give us? Will that load? Will it find that stuff? Unexpected string. I have a syntax error somewhere. Where is my syntax error? Syntax error, say. Go figure. Whoa! No good. No good. What we want is the distribution of this, don't we? Because we don't want to have to path all of this stuff in. So how do they recommend we get this? Are we supposed to build this stuff out ourselves? That seems a bit dumb that that's the only option. That is... Whoa! Okay. Sure. Okay, npm install g save grunt CLI. So what this command does is install globally grunt CLI and save it to the whatever the system's using as a global package.json file. And this should mean that I have the ability to call grunt from the command line. I'm hoping. Okay, so grunt help. Whoa! Music's gone. Oh, just a new track. Fine. Okay, so node modules, router, grunt. Build. npm install. Grunt build. I think these modules are already all installed. And if we check out this package.json file, no, not. This stuff is still outstanding. It's not that outstanding, I find, but you know. That's interesting. Is this not as a dev dependency? This is not as a dependency at all. That is... Is that the right instruction? Grunt build. That is... This is the wrong instruction. Scripts.